everybody, Rob here, and this is a video for instructions on how to, pretty much just tips on how to develop yourself faster in Heroic Magic Duel. I get asked the question a lot regarding, you're level 11, how can we compare ourselves to you if we're just introducing ourselves to the game? How do you get your minions? How do you, develop your stuff faster? How do you get the gold and the gems that you have versus how we accumulate and so on and so forth? What are the tips and trades that you can provide to help with developing this stuff? And it's actually easier than you think. And I'm going to go ahead and share some of my tips when I was introduced to this game and how I was able to develop myself to the level I'm at now. And I've only been playing this game for probably over a year. So within a year, I've been able to get myself to a level 11. So it just takes time. It takes, I wouldn't say devotion, but at least a commitment to the game. And you have to battle through the frustrations. I would be amiss if I do not say that this game will give you your share of frustration. So if you're first getting into this game, warning. While this game is fun, it's pretty, it's dynamic, it has a lot of pros, it does have a lot of cons, and you have to be cognizant of those cons. So, first off, let's start off with the tips. So I have about 15 tips. Again, they're not all inclusive, but these are the 15 that I think are probably some of the most important ones for you walking into this game, or even if you haven't been playing this game for a minute, to kind of reevaluate and calibrate yourself to be able to be most productive using this game, playing this game. All right, so start off the cuff. Tip number 1: open your free chests. We all know that you will provide free chests about every 4 hours. So they pop up here on the right-hand screen, and we will be able to accumulate, stack them up to 20. So you don't have to open them up every single day. However, do not let them exceed 20. There's no reason to let it go beyond 20. Well, you won't know it'll go beyond 20, but there's no reason to let it get to 20. It's a better way. If you take a vacation, you're gone for a week, you come back, you probably have 20. That makes sense. But if you're going to touch the game every single day, open up the chests. There's no reason for you not to. That is probably one of the best ones I can think of, is make sure if the game's going to give you free stuff, open it. You'll get free gold. You'll get free gems on occasion. You'll get some good cards. Sometimes you'll get some pretty good cards. On occasion you'll open up a legendary. It just happens. It's very, very rare, but you'll get some decent cards. So open up your free chests. Alright, so here's number 2. Tip number 2. Strategically set your battle chests to open. Okay, so what do you mean by that? Okay, so when you're in a battle arena, you can accumulate chests. These are called your battle chests. Okay, there's simple ones, there is artisan ones, there are I forgot what they're called, but there are ones that are 12-hour chests. There's also, I think, 24-hour chests, which are very, very rare. Those chests, as long as you have the ability to press the queue, which I believe the queue is based on your VIP level, which we'll get into that later, but you can always open up or set a chest for a timer. So depending on the length of time, if it's an 8-hour chest, it's going to take 8 hours to open. If it's a 3-hour chest, it's going to take 3 hours to open. Always have one pending. Okay, if you have the ability of queuing, which you see that one's queued that I have on my screen right here, always have another one queued. If you're going to bed, we have one that's sitting there that's about to time out, or has already been timed out and you're ready to set another one. Start your 8-hour chest or your 12-hour chest. That way, any downtime where you're not touching the game, you have a chest that's going through the time slot. There's no reason, if you're throughout the day, you're going to be touching this game throughout the day, for you to set an 8-hour chest to be opening during the daytime when you're going to be actively engaged in the game. So, your longer time chests, your 8 hours, your 12 hours, go ahead and make sure those are set to queue. If you do have a 24-hour one and you're going to be not touching the game for a day, plan it out. Keep that one always on the side. However, if you are going to go on vacation, set it that way. If you are not going to take any long length of time and you don't want that sitting there taking up a spot from a chest, use your Ferrin to go ahead and open it, but we'll talk about that here later. Okay, so tip number 3. Join a guild and request to donate. So, there's hundreds of guilds out there floating around, and some of them are full to capacity, some are very, very established. For example, Trident has, I believe, 5 separate guilds, all attached to Trident. Now, they're not all interlinked, so you can't donate requests from all those other ones. However, it's a group, so everybody's part of it. Now, when you do join a group, you're going to see donations. You're going to see category for donations. You're going to see people requesting certain minion cards. Now, depending on the minions that you have access to in your deck, is going to be determined on what you can request. Now, they don't let you request legendary, so kind of screwed on that front. However, any of your rares and I think your common ones are available to be requested. So when you see people requesting cards and it's a minion that you are not going to be using, like you have no intent on ever bringing that guy to like 13, donate it when you can. If it's a card that you're not wanting to give up, so for example, the Valkyrie, I'm toying with the idea of leveling up Valkyrie right now, so I don't want to donate Valkyries right now. Don't. However, if you have the ability of donating, donate. Don't be stingy. That's one thing that guilds do not like, and they will boot you faster than anything. So if you have minions that you have no intent on touching for either ever or, you know, most likely at the moment not, then go ahead and get rid of them. You know, what was the phrase that I think Flus used to always say? The best nation in the world is donation. So go ahead and donate when you can. It's beneficial to you, it's beneficial to your guildmates, and they will they'll be reciprocal. And they'll also donate back to you in kind. So make sure that you're doing your part to establish your guild. It also gives your rankings in your guild a boost. So over here on the right hand side of the screen for your guild, you'll see your donation levels. That's going to tell you the amount of cards that you are donating within the period of time that's shown. So for me, for example, I've donated about 204. Some other people probably have a lot more. I mean, again, I'm only a level 11, but when you look at the top tier, they, you know, either a different time slot than me, so they can donate quicker before I can actually see the person that's requesting a very low level card on tier, or they just have a lot of excess cards in their deck. I don't have that luxury, so I'm trying to make some decisions on who I'm going to develop. Now, fourth tip: work on completing the challenges strategically. So you'll have a challenge category. Every challenge, you know, every challenge banner has a set criteria. So for example, win matches in the Invalid times 1, open victory chests, power up your minions times 2, you know, open up battle chests times 1. So as you can see, it's asking you to do actions. Now, as you get further and further down the challenges section, you'll see it's asking for more. So like it's going to ask for 3 victory chests or 3 battle chests and so on and so forth. But prior to that, you might have to win 20 battles, you know? So why, if you know you're going to do the 20 battles within a day and you don't have to open up any more victory chests or battle chests, hold on to those. Don't open them until you have to open them. That way, once you complete the challenge, move to the challenge immediately. You say, okay, I beat my 20 people. Now I'm in the section where I got to open up 3 battle chests, and I already had these ones waiting because I had them, you know, set to open, and now they're just waiting to be open. You just open them all up, and then you get 3 battle chests right there on the start, and then you move to the next one. The next one comes through and says, open a victory chest. All right, well, I already have a victory chest sitting there waiting. You want to look ahead, probably about 3 banners ahead, and see what is expected of you. As you get further up, like when you get into the hundreds, like after 100, it starts getting ridiculous, the expectation they have on these challenges. So you really want to be strategic on how you plan this stuff out. So when I say, you know, work on completing your quests strategically, your challenges strategically, that's what I mean by that. Now, going on to the quests. So tip number 5, work on completing your quests strategically. Quests, every 30 days you get a whole new set of quests. They're broken up into categories. So you have your daily quests, you have your 7-day quests, and then you have your 28-day quests. 28-day quests are more robust. They require a little more action. They require you to be a little more you know, devoted to the game, so to speak. But when you look at your daily ones are usually simple. They'll have things like, you know, play 3 regular battles, open, you know, 2 chests. Those are always usually static. The one that's not most of the time dynamic, meaning it changes every single day for the most part, is play The third one, which says play common cards times 20. So that could be power up 1 minion. That could be request X amount of stuff from a guild member. Things like that. So that's going to be a little more dynamic. The 7-day ones can fluctuate depending, but those are stacked. So you have to do 5 of those within a 7-day period to complete in order to complete that section. So like, okay, I have to do 5 daily quests in order to meet the expectation of the 7-day quest that says complete all daily quests times 5. Got to do that. The requests, 7 request cards from your guild times 6. I got to do 6 requests within the 7 days. However, you have to complete all 7-day quests times 3 to complete this category in this entirety. So within the 28 to 30 days here, you're going to have to do this 3 times. So pretty easy. It's not that hard. As long as you're doing it on a daily basis, you're fine. But when I talk about moving strategically, you really want to kind of, again, stack it's kind of similar to the challenges, so to speak. So same concept, just you're looking at what you have planned out here and what you have to do. The harder ones are the overtime battle, the 8 in a row, those are usually hard. If you have the capability of referring people to the arena, you just got to make sure if you're going to refer somebody that are going to be active and get to the arena number 2 in order for you to get your recognition for it, so on and so forth. But yeah, just like with the challenges, look at what they're saying you have to do and try to map it out. Another strategic hint there was, like, say here it says spend gems times 300. If you have 300 gems, you can go to, when they do the spider event, you can spend those gems buying the spider event stuff, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. That's an easy way to make sure that you do spend the gem requirement, but also get benefit from the spend of the gem requirement. Another one is buying a limited or event offer. Same, that works in conjunction there, but there's also ones in here that says, like, buy a chest from the shop. So one thing they don't define is what they define as a chest purchase. So if you go to the shop and you go to the event shop section, you'll sometimes see, if you scroll down, the option of using your Phoenix tokens, these things here that you get from doing accomplishments and events and such. You can use the 400 Phoenix tokens to purchase that small event chest, and that will actually count as a chest purchase. So you used Phoenix tokens instead of your money or your gems, or your real money here, because you see here it says the other purchases. So you just eliminated 400 of something that you can easily obtain throughout the game if you play actively. So when you say strategic, those are the kind of ideas that we're talking about here. Now, number 6, play the campaign. What is the campaign? Okay, the campaign, it was an introduction of the game created, I think, about 8 months ago or a year ago, almost a year ago, that pretty much gave you probably kind of like a role-playing concept. It really builds up the story of the game, it really talks about the lore, and it kind of walks you through the history of what's been going on, who the heroes are, what their representation is, what's their strengths and weaknesses, so on and so forth. But in order to really develop yourself and build your arsenal up, you have to participate in the campaigns. So the campaigns are fun. They can get frustrating, but it's all about equipment, because as you play the campaigns and you win the levels, you start to collect equipment for your heroes. Your heroes then equip those equipments and use those to enhance your deck. So it enhances your stats that are in enhances sometimes the spells that you're utilizing. Also to help strengthen your portal, so on and so forth. So it's very important that you utilize the campaign and play. It's going to take a minute. It takes a second. So play the event. Don't think you can rush through this thing like a week. It's sure as hell not going to happen. It took me, I think, a couple months to get through to the very end. But once I completed the end, I felt a sigh of relief, because now I have the ability of utilizing the campaigns to my benefit to better my deck over time. So, like I said, number 6 is play the campaign. Number 7 is farm the campaign levels. What do I mean by that? Okay, so as you play the campaigns, you're going to get through books, you're going to get through levels in the books, because those levels break down into 5. So book 5 has 5 chapters, each one does, and within those 5 chapters there are levels. So when you go through them, you'll see that this one, they're all 10 levels, so each one is 10 levels. So when you go through these levels, each level has a unique challenge. So for example, for level 2 of 5, it says destroy the portal 4 times runs out. It's going to tell you what the enemies are. It's going to tell you if there's any anomalies that are going to cause you a hit, like are there going to be spider webs on the ground, are there going to be poison floating around, that kind of stuff. Are there going to be meteors shooting through the sky, whatever the case may be. This level is a farmable level because it's so easy. So as you're playing other levels, like if you're playing book 1 where you farm across a level that is extremely easy and you can beat it within 20-30 seconds, farm that level as much as you can based off of your torches, because we'll go into this a little more detail in another video, but the campaigns give you these little candles. These candles are used to play the levels. You accumulate accumulate candles, I think every 15 or 30 minutes or so, and you can then play the levels again. So typically I get into there probably about once or twice a day, do my campaigns and move on. I have 12 because I'm at a very high level of VIP. You might have 4, it could be less or more. It all depends on your VIP level, but take advantage of those free torches or free candles and farm your levels. So for 205, it's extremely easy. Let's see how easy it shows. I'll try one right quickly. So when I say farm, you're playing the level, knowing what the level structure is, and you're now going to structure your deck to make it as fast as possible. So I'm throwing down things extremely fast, and I'm just now blitzkrieging the portal. It took me, what was that, 26 seconds? 26 seconds I beat the level. Open up victory. And that's all the equipment that it gave me for this level. Because it's in the 200s, they give you a buttload of stuff. The lower levels don't give you this much. But again, it starts letting you build up your weapons, build up your inventory for your heroes. And then you can strengthen these, make these stronger, and then you can make your deck stronger. So, and farming these campaign levels give you the only way that you can get essence for your heroes and such is from here. You can get some when you play the spider event or buy stuff in the spider event. Other than that, there's no other way you're going to be able to get essence except for farming the campaigns. So farm the campaigns. I can't stress that enough. Once you get to a certain level, or you complete the entire thing, farm your campaigns. You have to. And of course, spell runs are always great because you can make your spells stronger. Okay. So, number 8. Number 8 is upgrade your equipment artifacts as needed. So, as you collect this crap from the campaign, and as you beat the spider event, and you obtain new artifacts from the spider events and such, or from special packages or anything that you get somehow, some way in the game, you'll get artifacts, which is things you attach to yourself to make you stronger, or you'll get equipment that you use for the spider event that allows you to be stronger during your or you upgrade your equipment that you can use during the spider event that you get for your campaigns to make yourself stronger for your guild. When I say make sure you're upgrading the stuff, make sure you're upgrading the stuff. It's pretty easy. You get forging dust from selling equipment. So if you decide to sell a low level thing, so let's say our rarity is going to be very low and I don't want, let's say, this anymore, you can sell this piece of equipment right here for 5,000. So if I sell that, I get 5,000 forging dust. Forging dust that I use to enhance my stuff down the road. Okay, so I want to upgrade this piece of equipment. So if I level it up, it's going to cost me 2,100 forging dust. There's a high likelihood that it will get enhanced. But if I try it again, it's still high, but it starts to reduce in category as you get further and further higher in the equipment level. The higher the equipment level, the more difficult it's going to be to forge, which means more forging dust, which means you're going to get agitated because you're going to be wasting all your forging dust on stuff. As you're going through the campaigns, if you get blue or purple, or God, if you ever find a red one, great for you. Enhance it as you can, but sometimes, believe it or not, your grays, the weaker set, sometimes enhancing those just to go through the campaign will benefit you just by doing that. So enhance it just so you can fly through it. And then when you get to the higher tiers, you'll have more opportunity to get more stuff. Go ahead and farm and try to get those 3-tier, blues and purples if you can. But the objective here is to look at your stats, look at the stats of your equipment, which I think I did a video a couple months back regarding equipment and what the stats really mean for you. By all means, evaluate that and kind of check it out for yourself. But when you have your equipment, you want to look at certain things. Like minion power makes your minion stronger, siege damage makes them attack your portals more aggressively, portal health just makes your portal stronger. If you click on here, it gives you the definition of what each one of these categories mean. When you're doing the campaigns, you're farming the campaigns, you want to look for things that have magic find on it. The magic find actually assists you in obtaining better equipment. Like right here, so you improve your chance of getting better drops in your campaign levels. So it will enhance the ability for you to actually drop better blue equipment, or sometimes purple equipment, just depends, or starred equipment. When I'm doing the farming on 205, my campaign farming on 205, all the stuff I have equipped for that level, I'll show you real quick, is for the most part all magic find. So I tried to increase the statistics so that my magic find level is 32% across the board. And that just depends on my equipment. If you have a lot of yellows that have magic find attached to it, you can enhance that to make it better. But believe it or not, my blue here has an level 8 magic find, while this yellow one here has a 6 magic find. So again, equipment color doesn't always mean anything. It doesn't mean a thing. Sometimes what you're looking for is better, and I'll say that in artifacts too. When you upgrade your artifacts that you use for your regular gameplay, I'll show you that quick. Make sure that you're choosing the right equipment that matches your set. So for example, if I did not equip this, and I changed my deck, so now it's saying that's what it wants me to use. But before, when I would hit equip best, the game, for whatever reason, is going to apply what they think is going to be best for you to defend yourself, not for you to be aggressive. So like this piece of equipment is fantastic for what I'm trying to do, but until I changed my deck before, this thing was trying to give me, I think it was this one here, which means nothing to me. So be cognizant of what you're equipping, but also when you're looking into stuff and you're going through your artifacts, as you accumulate artifacts, go through them and find out what's going to be best to fit your strategy in battle, and equip it, or not equip it, but upgrade it based off of that. So that's my advice for number 8. All right, number 9, use farm hero essence to upgrade your heroes. Okay, so number 9, make sure you're using the essence you have to upgrade your heroes. Now, it's your hero of choice. Now, I'm going to clarify. The game has become more stingy when it comes down to hero essence. I already said that before. So now you, more than ever, you have to strategically use your hero essence. When you're using your hero essence, make sure it's for a hero that is one that you are comfortable using. There's no reason for you to be using hero essence on Elena if you're never going to use Elena except for Spider. If you use Noella in your regular battles, or Terran Ree for your regular battles, or hell, even Battle and Rule, pick one and buff them up to a point where you're comfortable with it. So what I did is that, okay, I like using Valen initially, so I used Valen and upgraded him to 3. Once I got him to 3 and I was comfortable with 3 and comfortable how I was using him in the Spider event and whatnot, I then started focusing on my next person I like to use, which was, at that time was Noella. I got her to 3. Once I got her to 3, I started using the next one I liked, which was Terran Ree. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You can say, you know what, Terran Ree is going to be my person forever, and I'm just going to focus all my attention on them. That's fine and dandy. It won't help you boost your levels, your total level. So I'm on a level 11. It helps increase your levels when you increase those guys. And also it doesn't give you the aggressive advantage that you can have in Spider Event. Now, guilds want you to do a certain amount of damage, so until you're able to start being substantially supportive during battles for the Spider Events, you're going to have to work on your heroes. So I would say get your heroes to a level to where you can go through the Spider Event for your solo raids to a level to where then battling it through by yourself is not as cumbersome, if that makes sense. Because Spider Events, if you ever played it, and when you do play it, based on your hero level, you'll get instant wins throughout a certain number of levels until you capped off on what your damage level could be for that hero on the Spider. And then after that, you have to kind of fight it yourself over a certain amount of time based on your scrolls and your torches and such. You have to plan that out. So first is your hero you use more in battle, and then your comfort level in Spider Events. That's kind of how I would say it. So again, participate in the Spider Event, and you, especially for hero shards, because that's another spot where you only get hero shards in the Spider Event. So it's a must. You either can purchase it through the little hero package they sell during Spider Events, which when I say purchase, they're only requiring you to use your gems, which if you don't have gems, you don't have to buy them with money. Or you can participate in the event itself and navigate through the event, and you'll get free shards over a certain amount of time. It's little now, it's very incremental, however, it's the only way you get shards nowadays. Alright, so tip number 10. Upgrade your hero of choice one at a time, like I said. You have to do that. If you're playing Valen, stick with Valen, get them up to a certain level, and then start working on your other ones. Again, being new to the game, it's going to be easy for you to do that. As you get older into the game, you get higher into the levels, you're going to be playing players that have an Elena that is like level 9 that can now use her power to throw 3 abominations on the field at one time. I mean, that's annoying as shit, but it's not, at the same time, that person took the time and invested their resources to develop her, and that's their gameplay, so that's their strategy. You got to figure out your own strategy, but again, focus your resources, especially now since it's tighter, to one at a time. Alright, tip number 11, upgrade your heroes of choice's spells one at a time. So, do you like Valen's Shield? Do you like Terran Reese power that he uses, where he can reduce the spell call? Do you like Elena's ability to throw multiple cards on the field? Whatever your minion is that you're choosing, whatever your hero is that you're choosing, figure out the spells that work best for you and your strategy and play with it. Enhance it. You'll get spell ruins faster than you will anything else if you do the campaigns. They're pretty generous with that. But as it gets higher and higher up the tier, and I'll show you, their spells get more costly. So, for example, if I want to upgrade Terran Ree's hammer, or the hammer of the gods, it's going to cost me 200,000 spell runes. That's a lot. And also, you got to have the spell shards for it as well, which that's another thing too, because you got to accumulate spell shards, which will get those a little more generously. So I'm not worried about that. But the essence and the ability to level these things up using the spell ruins, that's where you got to do the farming at. Okay. Tip number 12. Take advantage of the treasury deals. Now, I'm kind of going into an area that I don't like to kind of suggest and propose purchasing. But when you go into the treasury, you'll sometimes see daily card offers. So like, for example, here, I get Undead Army, I can either spend 300 gold, which we'll go ahead and use my Ferrin and get that done. I can get some Valkyrie if I want. I can spend 200 gold or 2,000 Ferrin, which one do I want to do. Or for Magic Construct, I can spend 5,000 Ferrin or 5,000 gold. So, depending on what your resource levels are, you can make those decisions. That's where the Ferrin, the donations to your guild are very important, because you'll get Ferrin just by doing that. I also believe you collect Ferrin when you're playing the Spire event with your guild, so you get stuff from that. But take advantage of these. You'll sometimes see a sale for a minion. You'll see a specific minion, like a legendary that you don't have. that might cost money. So they might say, hey, for $20 you can get a Immortal Knight. Trust me, they will never give you the Immortal Knight for free. So unfortunately, if you do not have a legendary card that you got from a campaign or got from the raid event for your guild, or even in the raid event solo, you are never going to get that card, because some of them they're very stingy with. You will get Punisher, I'm sure, you'll get Rune Cannon, you'll get the Phase Assassin, but certain ones like the Immortal Knight or the Revenant or the Bloodstalker, they're pretty stingy with those. So just, if you see an option, take advantage of that, because it's very rare that they provide that kind of option. Okay, number 13. Use Ferrin instead of your gold. Okay, so you just saw me do that. So when you're going into your treasury, into the treasury deals, if you can avoid spending your gold, do so. Ferrin comes pretty easy. Over time, you'll get more and more Ferrin. However, gold is pretty stingy because it costs a lot to really level up your cards. And to show you, for minions, so now, for me to upgrade, let's see who I have here. So I can level up my elite archers. It's going to cost me 126,000 gold in order to get them up. That's 25% of my gold I have sitting right there, more than that actually. So that's a huge chunk of my gold right off the top that I have to worry about. I can't use anything else. I have to use gold for that. However, when I'm purchasing in the shop, I can use Ferrin, and I can accumulate Ferrin. It's not as required or as valuable as the gold is. So if you have the Ferrin available, use the Ferrin. If you see a card up here that you just have to get, and you don't have the Ferrin, but you do have the gold, by all means get it, because you'll never get it any other way. So do that. So number 14 is a tip that unfortunately I don't like to really suggest, because I'm all about not spending money unless I have to, but there is some that I have to propose. And what I say is, number 14, buy special packages when available and it makes sense. So, in my other videos I've made comments about this, and I've said, okay, sometimes these packages don't make sense because they're just bullshit. So, for example, the mythical offer right here. For 50 bucks, which is a 2.5 time value, you'll get 2 ice witches, 2,000 of gems, 300 of the mythical ruins, and you'll get 7,500 or 75,000 gold. That might look enticing to you, especially if you don't have her. And by all means, if you want to spend 50 bucks in a game like this, by all means do so. I, for one, don't think it's worth the money. I think that 2.5 is not enticing enough for me. If it's over 3, then I will say maybe. It just depends on the package. And again, they say this value is times this based off of what you're trying to get. It all depends on what your needs are. If you need her, by all means, that makes sense. Like even the one that's $20 here, which is 1 card of her and 900 gems. That's not too bad for $20 if you don't have her. If you think she's worth the $20 on it. But keep in mind, once you get that, you're not going to get any more of those mythical cards unless you're playing the campaigns and the raid event with a guild, because you're never going to find her randomly unless you also play the other events, where those other events have the secondary tier that allows you to spend again more gems to potentially get her if she's available. Most of the time they're throwing open right now. So, and another thing here, like this one here, this is 6 times the value. Okay, what is 6 times the value? This is, to me, would be like a starter kit for a person that's coming into the game that doesn't have all the resources, because they're giving you a crap ton of all the runes that you need for each category. They're giving you some mega runes, they're giving you a buttload of mythical runes, they're giving you a lot of forging dust, they're giving you some extra orbs that you can use during the campaigns rather than actually fighting them, they're giving you more candles that you can go through the campaigns more often, and they're giving you some spell runes. And then again, that's some gold. So as a starter pack, 6 times the value, that's not bad. For me, as a person who's played this game for long, as level 11, I don't need it, so I will buy it. However, for you, if you're new and you're trying to build your deck up and you need an extra boost, that would be, to me, enticing enough for me to kind of say, you know, I'll drop 40 bucks in this game. I like it. I want to develop my characters up. I want to move forward. So, entirely your decision. I typically will only go for a package if it's like 3 times or more, and it only includes gems and it only includes gold. If those are there, I will get those. And again, it has to be more than 2 times. I'm not going to do 2.5. That to me is just a cop out. Just round it up to 3. Why do 2.5? That's just so stupid. But what I will do is the monthly card package. So they have 2 packages on here. They do the silver and then the gold. I think the gold is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's $17. So 17 or 16. I can't remember. It might be less than that, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. But they also have the $5.99 version, which is the silver one, and it guarantees you that every month you're going to get a total of $28.50 in gems, or you're going to get a total of 9,450 gems from the gold one, and you'll also get VIP status stuff that goes to your VIP accumulation. What is the VIP? The VIP helps you get better features and better benefits over time. So these are the extra categories. It does extra perks. So it's beneficial to do purchases on occasion if you're going to invest yourself into this game. If you're not going to invest yourself in this game, I highly recommend not spending a dime. So if you play this game for, let's say, a month or 2 and you hate it, don't drop any money in this thing. Please don't. It's no reason for you to throw money down the toilet to the developers if it's a game that's not meeting your satisfaction. Trust me, playing the game, spending money in the game is not going to make you play better. So sometimes, I'm not being, hurt, but sometimes these type of games are not for everybody. Okay, it takes a lot of strategy, it takes a lot of thought. You got to think ahead. You got to look at that. It's like chess. If you're not good at chess, you're not going to be good at this game. It's fun. It looks cool. It's a fun style game. But damn it, don't waste your money unless you're going to be devoted to this game. Because if you're not going to be devoted to the game, there's no reason for you to waste your hard-earned money to a game that you're not going to put investment in. Unlike GameStop or other stuff, you can't take this shit back. Sorry, they're not going to give you a refund. So yeah, spend the money. Now, I'll also say in event shops, check the event shops. If you have Phoenix tokens from playing events, use them in here if there's a card that pops up that you don't have. So for example, if you don't have the ice switch and you didn't want to spend the $40 or where it was that was on the other screen for 2 of her, you can spend 2,000 Phoenix tokens here, and 20,000 Phoenix tokens here, and get her off the cuff and have her now in your deck. That's great. Same thing here for these weekly legendary options. So if you don't have the Punisher, spend 10,000 and get the Punisher. If you don't have the Abomination, spend 1,800 and get the Punisher. Same thing with Executioner. This is a good spot to look to where you can spend your money for Phoenix tokens or whatnot. If you do have all the cards and you just want to try to roll the dice and see what you'll get, be less aggressive and spend the Phoenix tokens in the mystery card section if you have that presented to you. I personally always use my Phoenix tokens here in the mythical minion section. Reason why is because I can do this 6 times. So that means for less than this price here to 20,000, I can spend half of that, and I think it was a 1 in 5, 1 in 6 chance of getting her. So it just makes sense from me, from a practicality standpoint. Spend it here, and let's try this. Let's do that. I'll do it right here on the video, and you can see why. Got a Prince Vendor. I don't like it. Got a Vengeful Construct. Can't complain on that. Got a Lord Sumrak. That's a good one. He's a great tank card. Holy shit. So you see that. And I still have 2 more shots I can do. So, out of 4 rolls, I got 4 different mythicals, and one of them was the one that's on sale for 20. Now, I will say this is the caveat. If you don't have her, you will not get her doing that. So, if you do not have her and you have the 20,000, get her from this category. I'll just be blunt with you. Then, going forward, never buy that shit like that ever again. So, if you don't want Vendor, you never want Vendor, Do not buy him with a 20,000 because he sucks. I'm just going to give my honest opinion. However, if you want her, but don't have her in your deck yet, and you don't think you'll ever get her with a raid event or whatnot, buy her here, and then going forward, always do the mythical rotation. Because I think, I haven't tried it because I haven't had the capability of trying it, but I would assume that if the logic on here is right, that it's only going to give you the mythical card that you have possession on. So if it's her, if it's the Ice Witch, maybe they'll give you 6 Ice Witches. I don't know. I don't think they're that generous with it when it comes down to giving you other alternatives. I think you'll probably get the shittier of the 6, like randomly out of here, just like they do with everything else. Like you'll get Rune Cannons, you'll get the Punisher when it comes down to spontaneity relative to giving you a legendary, but they'll never let you do a random draw and all of a sudden get, like if I bought a legendary card here, the random mystery legendary card, it's never going to be a Revenant. It's never going to be Immortal Knight or Hellfiend if I don't own them in my deck. If I have them in my deck, yes. If I don't own them in my deck, hell no, they're not going to do that. The game is strategic when it comes down to the generosity. They're going to make you spend your money. That's just how it works. So hopefully that advice works for you and you understand it. And then lastly, probably the easiest one, tip number 15, work on your VIP levels. Again, the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you buy things. Buy little things here if you're investing yourself into this game. If this is a game that's for you and you like it and you're enjoying playing it, purchase things here and there, support the developers. They deserve it. They put a lot of time and effort into it. However, they do reward you for the support. They built the tier level for the VIP levels, and I think it's very lucrative. As you can see, I'm a VIP 7, but as you move up, you get stuff. You get benefits, you get equipment, you'll get gems, you'll get cards, you'll get things. They'll reward you for supporting the game. It just takes time. So every little small purchase gives you VIP. As you can see, everyone's got something attached to it. At my point, it's going to take me probably a bazillion years in order to get to the next VIP level. However, the options there, take advantage of it. Utilize, if you're going to invest your time to this game, you know you will. Don't be afraid to make some purchases, but make them smart. But that's it, guys. That's my 15 tips for this video relative to how to develop yourself in Heroic. I hope that you found it intriguing. I hope you found it informative. If you did like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comments section if you have an opinion, if you think I missed something, or do you want me to elaborate on a later video a little more in detail. I do actively respond to comments in my videos, so please leave a comment if you have a question about anything. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and like I always say, guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and until next time, talk to you then.